Miss Poonam here once again. Today I thought let me tell you a story. So many days you've been home, getting bored, no school, can't go out anywhere. So I thought let us take a class. How we listen to a story in the class? Just like that, let us have a story session right now. Okay, we'll do that. Are you ready? Now today's story is called Pet in a Jar. We all have pets. Many of us like pets, many don't like pets, but those who have pets, we know that pets can be a dog, a cat, or a bird. But how in a jar? How can that be in a jar? Let's find out. Okay, let's do that. The name of the story is Pet in a Jar. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this storybook. This storybook was given to me many years ago, before your mamas were born also. When your mamas may have been little babies or they were not even born as yet. By one auntie who used to be in the library. She gave me this book. I don't know who's written it. I don't know who has done those beautiful illustrations and the beautiful pictures inside the story. But I only know that it is published by a little golden book. And can you see, Miss Poonam has taken a Xerox of that old torn book because the story was so beautiful. I did not want to give it away. So I took a Xerox of that and took a picture of those and put it all together once again. It is a very old book. Pet in the Jar. Apartment for rent. No pets. No pets. The sign on Jeremy's house said that. But Jeremy wanted a pet with all his heart. Can you see? This is Jeremy standing here. This is his apartment, and outside the apartment it says apartment for rent, but no pets. But from his heart he really wanted a pet, and if he had to live in that house, he had to have no pets. Then one day, when Jeremy had gone to the garden, something fell on his hand from the tree. He looked at it. A caterpillar. A big black and yellow caterpillar. It had some fuzzy thing on it that stood up, and it was black. Can you see Jeremy? And this is his elbow, and here there is a little caterpillar, and it has got some fuzzy black thing on it. Oh my God, what is that? He said. Jeremy watched the caterpillar walk up to his arm. Then he smiled. A caterpillar would make a beautiful pet, a very good pet. It would never make any noise. No one would have to know about it. No one will even know that he has a pet. It could live inside a jar, under Jeremy's bed, in his room. Look how excited he's looking, with big eyes. He's looking at his new pet that he's going to keep in his house, and nobody will even know about it. Jeremy put some leaves in his pocket. He picked a very small branch. Then he made a little basket with his hands, and he carried the pet home. the caterpillar home. he said, I'm going to name him Jake. What is he going to name him? Jake. Jeremy, Jake. Jeremy went home. He found a jar. He put the leaves into the jar. He put the little branch on the leaves. Then he put Jake into the jar. Jeremy wondered if Jake would be happy inside the jar. Because when you have a pet at home, you don't want a sad pet at home. So he was wondering if his little pet Jake would be happy in the jar. Jake walked all over inside the jar. Look at him walking all over inside the jar, and Jeremy is looking at him. What is he doing? He climbed up on the little branch. He looked all around him at his new home. Jeremy watched him for a long time. Then he put a paper cover on the jar. Paper cover on the jar? Why? Because Jake was coming out, up and down, going up and down. It mustn't come out. And then he said, Jake must get fresh air. Also, if I cover it up and he doesn't get air, he's going to die. So he made little holes on the cover. Now Jake could not run away, but he could also have fresh air. Can you see the cover here? And with a pencil he is making holes so that Jake is happy and has fresh air inside. Every day Jeremy picked fresh leaves for Jake's supper. Every afternoon Jeremy let Jake out of the jar. Jake climbed up all over and around the things. So Jeremy put out climbing things for Jake. Now see, this is how he's going to watch him do what he has to do. Now he's climbing up on the book, then he will climb up on this twig, and then he will climb up somewhere else. So Jeremy is watching him do that. He would take him out every afternoon so that he could have his playtime. Every pet needs playing time. Now Jeremy would lie down on the floor to watch Jake. He climbed to the top of the room. Then he would walk down to the floor again. Now look at that. Jeremy is lying down on the floor. He sees Jake climbing up. Now he sees Jake climbing down. And he's got his jar ready to put him back into the jar if he acts very naughty. Jeremy showed Jake how to do tricks. Jake stood up on Jeremy's hand. Then Jake danced a little in the air. The end of the trick was the best. Jake waved himself over to Jeremy's other hand. From this hand to this hand. And he would put his head up and give himself a dance. For weeks and weeks, Jeremy and Jake played together. Then, one day, Jake would not come out of his jar. he would not move from the branch. He began to make a thing around himself. It was like a little house with no windows, no doors. Can you see? He's spinning something around himself and covering himself up, and as if he's trying to get inside a house with no windows and no doors. After some time, Jeremy could not see him. He's not there. Jake is not there. It's only that little house. Jeremy did not know what to do. He brought leaves to Jake every day for him to eat. But Jake never came out to eat them. He called his name. Jake, come out. Jake, come out. Jake, come out. At times, the house would move a little bit. But Jake did not come out. All his toys and climbing things are outside, but Jake is locked up inside his house with no windows, no doors. Look at Jeremy waiting for him to come out. But he's not coming out. Then one day, Jeremy peeked into the jar. He saw a small hole in the top of the house. There was a small hole on top of the house. You think Jeremy is going to be happy about that? Jake is coming out, Jeremy said. He wants to play with me again. He will do his tricks again. Jeremy watched. The hole in the house grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Now Jeremy would see Jake again. Wow! But Jake did not come out. A black and yellow butterfly came out of the little house. He held himself upside down. He slowly moved his wings. Jake did not come out, but a black and yellow butterfly came out and started moving its wings. Jeremy did not know what to do. He still loved Jake, even if Jake had turned into a butterfly. But would Jake the butterfly be happy inside a jar? Jeremy watched for a while as Jake tried to fly inside the jar. Jake's wings bumped the sides of the jar. Can you see? Can it fly inside? It can't. It will hurt its wings. Jeremy was not happy. Jake will get hurt, he said. He put the jar in the open window. Jake climbed to the top of the jar. He held out his wings and he flew. Do you know what happened? When he flew, he first flew around Jeremy's head. Then he flew out of the window. Now can we think why he flew around Jeremy's head? Maybe he wanted to say thank you to him for being his friend, or tell him that, Jeremy, don't feel bad. I'm still there. I am Jake. I will always be there for you. Goodbye, Jake, said Jeremy. Jeremy was not happy at all seeing Jake fly away. Then Jeremy sat down with Jake's jar. He thought he would hold it. He would make believe that Jake is still inside and play with it. And then maybe he would not miss him so much. But can you make believe like that? For a little while you can fool yourself, but after some time you will know that Jake is not there. He's really not there. Then Jeremy had another idea, a better idea. Can you think what idea he would have got? May I tell you? He ran to the park and he began to look for a fat caterpillar just like Jake. The new caterpillar would be happy in the jar again. He would stay there for a long time. If he finds it, he would take it home once again in his little hands and keep another Jake in the jar. Maybe we can give him another name. Then one day the new caterpillar would again become a butterfly, just like Jake. And Jeremy would keep doing this all the time, finding caterpillars, keeping them in the jar, playing with them and letting them fly away. And that is how Jeremy was going to have his pet in the jar all the time without anybody coming to know about it, because the pet would not make a sound. At the same time, Jeremy would have somebody to play with and not feel lonely at all. My darlings, did you like the story? I love this story. And I love the pictures, and I love Jeremy's face, and I love little Jake, and the tricks that Jake did. Think about it, dream about it, and we will be ready for another story in a few days' time. Bye, my darlings. Have a lovely day.